Hey, ladies and gentlemen, it is March 7th, 2017. Due to some unforeseen technical issues, this video will not be done live. However, it does not stop us from our commitment to come to you live each and every week and discuss some of the upcoming events, some of the current events, and some of the issues that drivers are facing all across the country when it comes to the UZURV platform. In the very near future, we hope to be live every single week on YouTube. Our YouTube channel is UZURV Driver. So please subscribe, get ready. We're posting a lot of driver-related materials on there so that you can go ahead, peruse through, as well as us doing our weekly vlogs there from here on out, hopefully live next week. Just a few technical issues that we got to work out, and even our Facebook has been limited by Facebook as of today, so that's why this video isn't live. Since it's not live, we don't have to worry about people chiming in. I did want to recognize that we have operations out and about in the country this week, and this week it is in the state of Georgia and Alabama. So if you are drivers in Georgia and Alabama, you should have received an email stating we will be at certain places at certain times. Please join us. Training, lots of collateral material is handed out, and some of the best feedback we've been getting from these training sessions is how much clearer it is for drivers to see how UZURV could be used better as a tool in the rideshare tool belt, if you will. So just throwing that out there. The two folks that are out and about in Georgia and Alabama is Amjad Hassan and Harrison Jones. I apologize. So please get with them. Their vehicle does have the UZURV logo on it, so you can't miss it. If it's driving through your city, you will see it. I believe it is a silver Dodge Journey or a Dodge Caliber. I'm not too sure. I do know it's a Dodge though from the pictures. Please, if you find them, take pictures with them and post them up on UZURV for drivers. We would love to see driver pictures with UZURV Operations when we're out and about. Let's see here. Some upcoming events. The next 2 weeks after this, we will be local in the Richmond area. We may have some short trips out in the local area, but we will not be traveling out in the country for the next 2 weeks. I believe it's 2 weeks. This week or next week. Next week we'll be off. The following week we'll be in Southern California, and then the following week we will be out, but that is to be determined where. So if you are in the Southern California area, be on the lookout for an email from us with the whens and wheres, as we will be sending out that information. Please, if we say we're going to be in your area, please try to make it there. We would like to meet with all the drivers that we can and answer all the questions and help you better understand maybe how UZURV can fit in your particular toolbox. I just want to run through a few issues. Luckily, we're not having a lot of user experience issues. I noticed there has been some difficulty in pairing in different situations. I can tell you as a rideshare driver, those difficulties have been being felt for years. It's one of those things to where we hope that they're going to become less and less. Fortunately enough, the issues themselves are very, very minimal. They actually account for less than 5% of the issues. So luckily, a lot of drivers are still experiencing it. I just had 2 reservations this morning myself. One pairing up with Lyft and one pairing up with Uber, and both went without incident. However, right before they were going to request me on Uber, I got another request from somebody else, so I just had them pause for a minute, wait for that trip request to expire, wait for my car to show back up on their map, and they hit request. I got the ping first time, grabbed it, and took them to the airport. Please reach out to drivers. I'm going to throw out some names. These people have been doing rideshare for a long time. They are ultra experienced on the UZURV platform, and I'm sure they've ran into every single issue you could possibly think of. Raymond Tabor comes to mind. Heather Stevens comes to mind. Will Stevens comes to mind. Just pick anybody on the top 10 UZURV UZURV drivers sheet from this past month and get with them and ask them, pick their brains on how they market themselves, how they best utilize the app, how they best maximize their income with UZURV. These are going to be the people you're going to want to pick their brains and get the information that they have, because they're making it work, and they're making it work beautifully. I know this month would be considered by most people to be a down month for Raymond Tabor. However, $270 in incentives isn't that bad. I would take that as my down month. You know, if I were out there, especially doing rideshare full time and doing reservations full time. Let's see here. Just running through our UZURV for Drivers Facebook page, the pairing up one. Also, there was a driver in Memphis, and I'm glad she brought it to our attention. She reached out to me on Facebook. So if you ever want to, you can actually, send me a private message if you need an answer right then and there. And if I'm available, I'll go ahead and I'll field a question in the messenger, or even take a Facebook Messenger phone call. We have had a few instances where riders are thinking that rides are free. If you are a driver and you are marketing UZURV, the reservation aspect is free, not the ride. And I know there are riders out there that are scheming. That's going to happen. Well, this driver came up with an idea, and what she plans on doing, now what other drivers do is up to them, but what she plans on doing is incorporating, talking about the usage of a TNC app into her first message that she sends through the chat. So maybe that's something that other drivers want to do. Maybe you guys can bounce, your messages off of each other and come up with the best one. So keep that in mind. Please open up dialogue on UZURV for Drivers and help each other out. A lot of people are throwing out great mileage tracker apps. Me personally, I've been using Hurdler ever since Hurdler came out. I want to say a year and a half ago, I started using it for rideshare, and it's done great for me. It tracks my expenses, it tracks my mileage. It even keeps me up to date on what I owe in taxes, which I don't necessarily pay quarterly, but I do file my taxes at the end of every year. Reed Gonzalez, and I believe that's Hampton, Virginia. He came out with a great way to utilize Waze to ensure that you're on time to your UZURVations. I like this feature because it will send me a reminder based on the travel time from my current location. So apparently there is a calendar-like feature in Waze so that you leave on time to be on time to your reservations. So might want to check that out, get with Reed. Mr. David Lowell, if you're in the South Florida region, heck, I think you're just in Florida in general. Join the I believe it's Miami UZURV Uber Lyft drivers page. There's a lot of great discussion that goes on down there. They have a lot of high volume in rides. There's a lot of techniques that rideshare drivers share in there. You might want to check it out. Let's see. We're going to keep on going. I am personally quite pleased at the level of traction and usage or utilization of the UZURV for Drivers Facebook group. I invite you to invite more drivers into the group and keep the conversation going. Oh shoot, this video actually keeps time. I'm only at 9 minutes. Good. Mr. Harold Franz would like me to keep all these videos 15 minutes or less, so we're gonna make Mr. Franz a happy person today. For drivers that are in areas where there's not a lot of reservations coming in, and you're wondering why or why not, all I can tell you is that every single market started off exactly how you're feeling. So if your market just opened 3 months ago, Richmond was like your market 7 months ago, almost 8 months ago. And look at where Richmond is today. I will say there's one heck of a network of drivers here, rideshare drivers in general, that get together on a monthly basis. They discuss things with each other that's rideshare related, and a large group of them really bought into promoting UZURV, and all of us, even myself being one of the newest rideshare drivers in Virginia, are seeing the benefits of the hard work. And I get out there every Friday, Saturday night, even on Sundays, and promote the heck out of UZURV myself. And now I'm starting to get a few reservations here or there. So if there's anything to learn from older markets, is definitely keep pushing. I don't want to say pushing, that's the wrong word. Keep introducing UZURV to all riders. Whether you think it's going to be a great rider or a terrible rider. Just because they utilize the UZURV platform does not mean that they're going to pick you. I mean, you know, if it's a terrible rider that you never want to see again, refer them to UZURV. Maybe they'll pick somebody else because they feel the same way about you. Who the heck knows? All I know is that, you know, drivers like Raymond Tabor, who have a set list of clientele, they didn't just get them. They didn't trip and fall over and magically grab all 6 of them off the street corner one day. It took time. It took giving a lot of rides. It took a lot of networking to get that core group of riders and to continue on that core group of riders moving forward. It takes an incredible amount of rides, an incredible amount of talking about the product, and especially talking about the service that they're going to get from you. Jeanette, I don't know where Jeanette is. However, she says airport cell phone lots are a great place to market UZURV to drivers. It's correct. If you're looking to build on your network of drivers, which as a rideshare driver, I'll tell you the number one benefit to having a group of drivers that you know and that you trust is so that when you sign up that rider and you go, by the off chance that I'm not available, I want you to have these 2 names in there as well. I believe Raymond Tabor calls it the trifecta. So you have a 3-person favorite in every single rider that you create, so that by the off chance that you're not available, one of the other 2 will. Lindsay Townsend in Boulder, Colorado is asking, you know, has anyone had any success with this app so far? One of the biggest issues amongst drivers, and including myself, you know, I'm actually in this boat, being the newest rideshare driver to the Richmond market. It is incredibly difficult, even with the amount of reservations coming in per day, for me to get selected. And the reason is I'm 1,000 plus in the, you know, in terms of drivers that they see, and it's the first time that they're seeing my face. Whereas all the drivers that were in there from the beginning, when those riders start to use the service, guess what? They're going to pick the person that they've seen the face before. So being the first in, it definitely has its advantages. Stephanie Hart's doing a great job. I welcome all of you to do the same thing. If you're in an area where there's just like the sweet monument or landmark, if you will, and you have the UZURV decals on the side of your car, you know, snap a really cool picture. We'll throw it through some filters and we'll feature you on UZURV for drivers. When it comes to marketing materials, and this will be the last thing that I touch on, know that we have an incredible amount of requests coming in, and it is quite difficult to fulfill them all in a very short period of time. Please give us time. However, if you'd like, please email support@uzurv.com, and we will try to get you a status update as fast as we can. However, with the amount of requests and the fulfillment center sending out so many in one day, it's hard to keep up with that. So please bear in mind, give us a little extra time. That's all we ask. And, you know, feel free, like I said, to reach out in any way possible and we'll try to help in any way we can. All right. Well, that's all we got for this week. I hope that you tune in next week. Like I said, it'll be a full office next week. We'll try to have some additional people in our UZURV weekly vlog. Not only one special guest, but maybe a whole team of special guests. So thank you guys for tuning in, and talk to you next week.